our meeting today, and we welcome Mr. Lee, our Lee Lao Sư, for today's special topic. So, guys, you all know what is the topic for tonight, this evening? Anyone can give a wild guess. Actually, not wild guess lah. It has been posted in the WhatsApp group, in the Facebook. No reply. Nobody know. If nobody know what's the topic for tonight, Mr. Lee will not start, right? Mr. Lee?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got the answer from AK002. Wow, AK002. Not the Soviet Union, Russian, the AK-47. I like AK-47. When I was in Vietnam. That was many years ago, more than 10 years ago. First time we were in Vietnam. So they brought us to this uh, firing range, Wow, the first one I try is AK-47 because you have heard a lot how nice, how good about this machine gun. So just try lah. That time very cheap. That time I think one bullet they charge you $1 only. But now I think it's very expensive. You go there. And quite nice. So you go there. If you are very good, you can shoot the target. I remember you shoot two, they give you a keychain. So suddenly they gave me a cap. So I say I want a keychain. He say no, you have shoot a lot of animals. You have already on target more than three. So I got the cap. I'm the only one who got the cap. Wow. So you don't play with me. If I go for army, I go for training. I'll be the Shen Chang also. But in Ventros, our Shen Chang is Mr. Lee. Our Lee Lao Sư. We need to learn a lot from him. And again, I would like to thank him very much. Because Lee Lao Sư is here on the fifth day. The first three times is the Sun Cow, and then all the other time, then you talk about triglyceride, and then this time is a stroke. Stroke actually, to be frank with you, you don't have to worry about the stroke. Stroke is just some sickness, right, Mr. Lee? Lee Lao Sư.
Yeah.
It's the after effect of the stroke, the side effect of the stroke. After kena stroke, you know how difficult. But the very serious one, you can see even the head also cannot move, the eye also cannot open. No. I met a lot of this kind of patient already. And before that, the wife or the husband will tell you, oh, my wife, my husband are very healthy. No. Oh, you went through all the medical checkup 6 months ago, 3 months ago, some 2 months ago. Very healthy, no problem at all. From the medical report, they are excellent. But today they are lying on the bed, bedridden. So what to do? Then you have to go through all the necessary treatment, acupuncture, physio. You take some Fu Ping. Then this time you see a lot of these marketer come to you. So until the person also scared, no, don't know which product to choose. No. But I can bet you, stroke patient, I met one. As I got shocked in my life also. 25 years bedridden. 25 years, 25 tahun, 25年躺在床上bedridden. After using IM laser, the third month, after 25 years, the third month, he can stand up. My eyes nearly pop out, man. I don't believe it. He is my customer. He stay in Indonesia. He can stand up, And I asked him. Of course, I'm holding him on his arm, and then his wife on the other side. And then I asked him, sir, can you move? Can you walk? He can walk 3 steps. 3 steps. I say, okay, enough. That's good enough. His wife was so thankful to us. His wife was so happy with IM laser. Then let's not talk about those cases 2 months 2 years or some or 5-10 years one. All in all is your circulation. All in all is how fast the blood clot are clear. That's it. And I met a customer. The second week, okay, half. Second week he can walk. And the third week, he's like a normal person, and nobody realized he suffers from stroke before. So stroke actually, don't worry about stroke. A lot of people They'll tell us, tell you, I exercise or whatever, and they are not so concerned. But only the problem is after stroke, right? So if your patient, after stroke patient, it depends on how fast they get the treatment. The 2 weeks, the 2 months, the 6 months, the 黄金时间, the golden hour. So, okay, I think I said enough about this stroke, on my experience on handling all these stroke patients. And okay, today we want to learn more from our Li Lao Shi. Mr. Li today will share in depth what kind of stroke, how they get stroke, and how to recover, or how to help this stroke patient after they have suffered we so-called this nightmare. Some daily nightmare like the one I met in Indonesia, 25 years bedridden, a lot of people have given up already, but I'm laser give him second life of second chance, second life, or whatever you call it. Okay, so let's put our hand. We say 5 or whatever, make a noise type 1, 2, 3, and welcome Li Lao Shi, Mr. Li. Hello, Mr. Li.
Hello, yeah, good evening. Okay, good evening, brother and sister. Okay. So tonight we are talking about stroke. Okay, so let me share the screen first. Okay. Okay, you can see, I have to open it up. So far, okay? Okay, so today's our topic, we will put some points on this stroke. Okay, and then I will give some explanation in more detail, okay, about how to prevent, or what to do after if somebody unfortunately get a stroke. Okay, so far, because when we mention about stroke, sometimes we might think that there is only one type of stroke, but basically there are different types of stroke. Okay, in fact, but however, both, okay, most of the stroke after they recover, it will bring some side effects on the bodies, like the mouth, okay, and then the face, maybe got some problem, and then maybe talking wise, or got some problem. Okay, and then all this indicates, because when we talk about stroke, it indicates, it means there is some problem happening in the brain there. Okay, whereby there's a type of stroke, the vessel or the artery or vein inside the brain there become narrow due to sometimes cholesterol forming, okay, those plaque forming, make it narrow, and then the blood flow to the brain, okay, to supply to the brain cells getting lower and lower, and then it causes the death of the cells inside the brain there. And then it depends on which part of the brain have this problem, and then eventually those parts, when the brain cells died off, and then it will affect a certain function of the body, something like some people maybe cannot move his hand, or those cells which control, let's say, like for example, if let's say the cells in the zone which control speaking one, okay, which store all the language that you learn, if you destroy all the cells there, the memory is lost, then you won't be able to speak that language anymore. Okay, so sometimes it's because of blockage, okay, on the vessel, which block the flow of blood, so that the oxygen nutrient supply to the cells getting lesser and lesser, and cause the cells to die off. And then in the process, sometimes it might bring in other types of illness also, like loss of memory, those for example like Parkinson, Alzheimer, all these which is related to the brain cells, which the function of the brain cells have become slower or didn't function properly. Okay, and then eventually they all these kind of patient, they might have a very high percentage to get stroke also. Okay, because the cells there are deteriorate, okay, over time, and then finally one day, okay, maybe the supply of all this oxygen nutrient to the cells are totally blocked, and then stroke will happen. So this is a type of stroke which stroke patient in Malaysia we are facing. Okay, there is block of blood supply. I think really almost 70% of the stroke that we have are this type of stroke. Okay, we call it ischemic stroke. Quite difficult to pronounce that the wording. Later on, I will explain to you in more detail. So far in Malaysia, actually the number of people who are getting stroke is quite scary also, actually, from the report there. And actually in Malaysia, every 10 minutes there is one person who get stroke, okay, admitted to hospital every 10 minutes. That means every 1 hour there will be 6. Every 24 hours, one day there will be over 100. Okay, very close to 100%. And then stroke actually is one of the top 5, okay, illness in Malaysia which bring death, okay, to the patient, to all the patient. Okay, so and then nowadays, eventually those days we see stroke people, normally they are around the age of maybe 60 something or over 70. They are possible to get stroke, but nowadays it's getting younger and younger. Okay, average nowadays the highest range of people who are getting stroke are 55 to 65, around this range. And then some more it become younger. Some we can see a lot of people in the age of 30 something, they get stroke also. And then even sometimes even younger, some maybe less than 20. Okay, even though the figure is still not very high yet, but it's a trend, okay, which is quite worried, okay, everybody, because of the rate, and then it getting younger and younger. Most of it is because of our living style, and then some what we call some modern technologies invention like handphone, all these make our lifestyle change too much, and then sleeping is getting lesser, and then eating habit due to a better earning. Nowadays we tend to eat more and then eat better things, and then without control. So sometimes we might fall into the habits of eating what we liked and not what we want, and finally it causes a lot of problem, especially the 3 series that I have mentioned earlier, the 3 high, okay, hypertension, high blood pressure, okay, high cholesterol, high lipidemia, okay, and then this diabetes. So far, Malaysia, diabetes and then cholesterol is in the range, or in Asia, we are the top 3. Okay, so obesity in Malaysia also very high already. Okay, I think obesity, if I'm not mistaken, is number 1 in Asia. Okay, so we have a lot of fat people here, and then this cause a cholesterol problem also very serious in Malaysia. And then these are the 3 main factors, okay, which will cause stroke. Okay, beside that, it seems like Malaysia, if compared to Singaporean or sometimes even like Hong Kong people, in smoking wise, in drinking, maybe we are not that well controlled also, especially smoking. I think Malaysians still very heavy smoker. Okay, a lot of people still didn't change the habit, and that is one of the cause which will lead to stroke also. So a lot of people, so we all the while we thought stroke there's only one type, but actually they are divided to two. Okay, one is called this is ischemic stroke. This is where just now I already explained where by the artery, okay, those capillary small one, they are plaque forming, okay, and then the inner line become thicker, and then the blood vessel become narrow, okay, due to sometimes inflammation and plus okay cholesterol plus sometimes the calcium formation, and then it cause a inner line layer in our blood vessel, which make it thicker and thicker, and then it narrow down, okay, all the pathway in the all this capillary or the artery. Okay, so sometimes it will eventually block and then make the blood flow to all this area of brain, okay, cannot get sufficient oxygen and then nutrient, so it will hurt the brain cells, and then eventually the brain cells died off, and it depends on which part of the brain, then it will affect, okay, stroke will happen, and then it will affect our mobility, okay, sometimes the movement of hand or leg, okay, and then all kinds of symptoms, maybe or side effect of stroke. Okay, this is one type, and then majority of the stroke patient that we have in existing are this type. Okay, I think almost 70% of it are this type. Okay, slowly, and then it liked old people, because old people tend to didn't make use of the body, or the body have been used for too long, and then the formation of all this plaque maybe is happening or in the brain artery, and then slowly it causes the blockage, and then the supply of oxygen and the nutrient supply to the cells there eventually cut off. So majority of the patient are under this group. Okay, but there are another group which are what we call this hemorrhagic stroke, whereby there is some defects, or maybe genetically the artery or the capillary are very small, or the artery is not as strong, or sometimes might be because of hardening of the artery, and then due to high blood pressure, and then the artery inside the brain here cannot stand the pressure, and then it bursts off. So bleeding is happening, and then all this bleeding will cause pressure inside the brain there, and this type of stroke is very dangerous, and it will happening, okay, within few hours or few, even maybe few we can consider second also. Okay, it bursts off, and then eventually the person might go into coma, and then it will easily bring death. Okay, and then this is very dangerous one. So, and then it will happen mostly on youngster. Okay, for those people, like yesterday I mentioned regarding a case mentioned by Adeline, a very young person who are at the age of 28, okay, something like that. So one day after go for a meeting, and at night I'll drink, have some drink, and then go home, sleep, okay, and then the next morning cannot wake up, and then the father go and check, and then finally find out he's on the bed, okay, with the bleeding from the ears or those, okay, and then he already died, okay, during that time, and this maybe is because of this hemorrhagic stroke, which cause bleeding inside the brain. And then if we cannot get very fast rescues on this to stop the bleeding, of course the damage to the brain will be very heavy. Okay, and then some people even if they rush to the hospital, but if the bleeding is too serious, sometimes even they are not deaf also, it will cause very serious side effect on the brain there. Maybe they will be permanent paralyzed or cannot move anymore. All these symptoms will happen. That's why stroke is chronic disease. Okay, and sometimes cannot say that all the time is chronic, because all this hemorrhagic one sometimes is happening all of a sudden. It's not going for a very long period, and then all this bursting mostly is because of the forming of blood inside the bloodstream, and then it travel and then it hit the artery here. Sometimes the wall of the artery is not as strong, and then it cannot stand the hitting. Or sometimes might because of got another plug somewhere here, and then a new plug or travel, okay, and then stuck here, totally block it, and then the blood causing cannot pass through, and then the blood will hitting here, and then finally the place will burst off. And this internal inside the brain when he's breathing cannot be stopped, then very fast a person will go into coma, and then it will cause death in a very short period. Okay, so we are trying our best, okay, if possible avoid to attack, okay, by a stroke, because so far the study have shown that most of the stroke can be avoided, okay, if earlier we take some precaution steps and then to prevent it, okay, because the development of stroke, it will take quite a long period, okay, and then it's a slow development unless due to some DNA genetic problem, which when we talk about this hemorrhagic stroke, because of the weakness in the artery that we cannot prevent it to happen sometimes, okay, but in a certain degree we still can try our best. If we earlier diagnose we might have this kind of problem, we can do something on the blood and then the blood pressure, because so far all the experts already confirmed that, okay, the main, okay, the most important risk factor in this stroke is hypertension. Okay, so that's why the control of hypertension is very important, especially those people who are getting very high, okay, hypertension like 180, okay, over 100, 110, this kind of reading very easily, okay, the brain inside the artery inside here cannot stand, okay, the pressure, and then it will burst often. So we must in the early stage to prevent from getting high blood pressure is the first step that we should practice and should learn, okay, to protect ourselves. So from here we can see the difference between these two. This is the ischemic stroke, whereby the plaque is forming and then narrowing of the artery, and then some of the artery may be blocked, so the supply of blood cannot go through, and then all the cells there won't be able to get oxygen and a nutrient supply, and then it died off. And then the second one, sometimes is due to plaque also, but it's different because of burst off. Okay, the bleeding is giving a lot of pressure to the brain also, and then this type, if you didn't get surgery very fast, it will damage seriously the whole brain one. And then sometimes even if didn't cause death, or sometimes it will bring very serious side effect also. Okay, this is the sequelae of stroke, which make us very scared, afraid of getting stroke. But I hope everybody after seeing, after really come to learn about stroke, the side effect of it, how you know very well, then you really get scared or afraid of it, then you will do something. But make sure you don't go into the stage that you feeling that you will get stroke or anytime. Okay, because this kind of psychology effect will affect your body or how it works also. So this is some of the symptoms, or not to say symptoms, some of the side effect which will bring after even you recover from stroke. Some people, they might be lucky because the stroke, the damage is not that strong, that serious. They might be able to recover 100% fully. Okay, some people, they are not so lucky because inside our brain here, all the brain cells is very unique, and then our design of a human body, okay, actually our brain cells, it would not renew, okay, or regenerate so easily after we mature. Okay, only when we are still infant or still a small kid, there will be a growth in the brain, okay, or the brain cells. But after we matured, the brain cell stop to grow, and then it very difficult. If let's say there is death in the cells, and then you want to regenerate the cells, to replace it is very, very difficult in the brain there. Almost can say quite impossible, because our DNA has been designed in such a way, after the matured, we won't generate new cells for the brain again. Okay, so if eventually after a stroke, okay, it damaged the brain cells, that is very difficult to recover back one. Okay, but those problems that we are having, like this skill, eyes and mouth, okay, sometimes physical disability, cannot move, okay, they sometimes are not related to the brain cells, but they are related to the brain neuron cell. There is neuron connected to all the brain cells, and then it bring all the signals given by the brain, and then it will bring her to the brain stem, and then the brain stem will connect to our spine. So all the control, all the command given by the brain will go through our neuron, okay, and then the signal will be given through the stem here, and then connected to the spine, and then eventually it will go to our hand. There will be neuron again connected, and then it will move your hand if your brain is giving that kind of instruction. So sometimes after a stroke, okay, the neuron cell, okay, the neuron connection might cut off, or there might be damage on the neuron cells, which cannot give a proper signal, okay, cannot transmit proper signal from the brain, okay, up to the neuron, which control the movement, okay, of your hand. Then eventually, even though your brain is instructing the hand to move, but the hand cannot move, okay, because the signal is lost in between. Okay, so this is what happened when a stroke is happening. Then after we recover, okay, we after the stroke, okay, the damage will be either on the brain cells or on the neuron inside the brain there. So if let's say, okay, the neuron is damaged, we are lucky enough because the neuron can be grow back. Okay, we have a chance to regenerate the cells or to reconnect back the neuron cells. okay, to reconnect back the neuron and then give another a proper signal back. Okay, so eventually the connection will be back, and then you can move your hand again. But what happens if the brain, the place, okay, where, for example, in the forehead here, on our left brain, there is the area which control we speak one. So the language that we learned are stored near the cells here. So what happens if after a stroke, damage is happening on the cells here, the brain cells, which erase all the cells there, or die off, okay, cannot be connected already. So the language stored there cannot be retrieved, then of course you won't be able to speak again, okay, or use that language, okay. Maybe, okay, for example, in this case, when I explain, or if the place is storing your Hokkien, then after the stroke, or maybe you cannot speak Hokkien anymore, okay, or maybe some in the middle or on your left, okay, maybe it control your right eyes or your right hand, okay. The cells here, okay, there will be some cells controlling and then give the signal to the neuron, and then it inform the hand to move on. So if the cells here is totally damaged, okay, of course there won't be instruction given, and then your hand maybe cannot move at all. Okay, so this difference on the damage of the brain cells and the damage of the neuron inside the brain cells there. So lucky if you have only the damage on neuron, because the neuron can be repaired, regenerate, rebuild, okay, through nutrient that we supply through this what we call the what we call the need acupuncture way of giving very strong signal, triggering, okay, on the growth, okay, and then we supply sufficient nutrient, then the start of all our growth factors, and then maybe the effect of our all these stem cells inside the body, so it would be able, okay, to reproduce some new cells for the neuron to reconnect back, and then eventually you should be able to move back again. So from here, you can see these the common symptoms that will happen. There's memory in decline. Okay, this ataxia, that means the balancing is getting very bad. Okay, skew eyes and mouth. Okay, eyes and mouth in imbalance, one low, one high. Okay, and then hemiplegia, physical disability. Okay, limb numbness. Okay, sensory disturbance. Okay, that means you won't feel anything sometimes. Some even if seriously damaged, okay, the whole body will be paralyzed. Only the head can move. Only the eyes can do some blinking. Okay, and then cannot talk. Language disability. Some even hard to swallow, eating disorder. So if let's say it affect the contraction, and then in your esophagus, okay, then you might have experienced problem in hard to swallow, and then this will seriously affect the way you eat. You cannot eat. Maybe you have to poke a hole, and then you have to use a line to give some meal, all those to go into your stomach directly, and then you cannot eat anymore. So far, this type of symptoms when happening, okay, the patient normally cannot move, and then have to rely on people, on your relative to help you. Okay, otherwise, if they are not taken properly, okay, you didn't take care properly, it won't last for very long time. Some even maybe half 6 months, 1 year. Okay, then because of lack of nutrient, all this become very very thin, and then slowly die off. Okay, a lot of old people, because I used to serve in some old folks home, and then some very old elders uh, when they reach the age of maybe 90 something, when they get sick, become very weak. Normally they are facing this kind of problem, swallow or cannot swallow, eating problem, and then finally have to feed with milk. All those it won't last very long if you didn't provide sufficient nutrient to the body. Eventually it will last maybe 1-2 months, 1-2 years, and if you're lucky, okay, maybe you can in the long run, really somebody really take good care of you. I have seen some people, they might drag until maybe 15-16 years, but it brings a lot of suffer, and then a lot of burden to the family, and most of it finally they cannot afford. They will send them to all the old folks home. Okay, you know those old folks home which are not paid one, like government one, or even some private one, but because of funding, very difficult to give a really good care. Eventually they will die because of nutrient insufficient, very very thin one during that, when the time they pass away. So the process, if let's say it drag very long, is a very sad and then very difficult time, okay, for the patient. And most of the patient maybe, in fact, I feel that they actually they hope they can die earlier, okay, so that they don't have to suffer so much. Okay, and then when you see this kind of things happen, you feel very sad or unhappy when sometimes, but we have to face it. Okay, and then we cannot give just simply because of the patient already go into such a stage, and then we don't do something, okay, to sustain his life until eventually, okay, he say goodbye to us. But during that period, if drag very long, you can see actually the patient also suffer a lot, very very suffer one. Okay, and then for us to understand this, please make sure, okay, we do some prevention, okay, in our daily life, to especially to practice some good habit, okay, to avoid attack by a stroke. Okay, this is something which we can do something about it to avoid one. So this is what we say, your left brain or your right brain being attacked by a stroke. Okay, so the symptoms will be different. Or for example, like your left brain, okay, this part normally it will cause, okay, language problem, okay, whether you can speak or cannot speak, okay, language disability. Okay, and then on your right side, okay, normally it will cause what, normally all the balancing, okay, you won't be able to the space, the concept, you won't be so good already. And then all the vision, and then the movement, they are a crossing one. Okay, on the left hand side, it will affect the right hand, or your hand, your leg, and your eyes. And the left this right brain will affect your left hand side. Okay, so from the all the symptoms appears, we'll know whether it's on the left or on the right brain, it was actually attacked by a stroke and then damage the brain cells. So because of the problem of all these strokes, okay, when it's happened, and then it will cost a lot of money to treat also, and it will burden your whole family. And even we can say if in a very early stage you got a stroke, then your whole life will be totally changed. Okay, so try to avoid to go into this kind of situation. And even though some people even when they reach a certain age, they get a stroke also, they will bring a lot of financially give a lot of burden to the family. And then family have to spend a lot of time, okay, to really take care. Otherwise, some rich people, they might maybe they will send them to those nursing home which have a nurse to take care, but it will cost around 8,000 to 10,000 per month. Okay, some people can afford, then they will get maybe kakak to take care. Even kakak also, or you take a day and time, or it will cost you 3,000-4,000 also. So otherwise, relative have to really put in the time to taking care of them, and it's not a easy job. Okay, so far I've seen some people when they cannot move around, okay, disability to move only, not up to the stage of stroke, paralyzed. You find that how to taking care of their all this movement, go to toilet, or some like stroke one, they cannot take care of their urine, and then the bowel movement of you have to take care. So it's not easy, okay, and try avoid this, not only because you have to suffer, because of your family and all your loved one. We trying not to give a burden to all your close family. Okay, so the earlier we find out whether someone is getting stroke, maybe, okay, we are able to save lives. Okay, early discovery of stroke can save lives. So we must learn how to observe if someone is it in the process of getting stroke. Okay, especially like ischemic stroke, which slowly develop. Sometimes it will give some symptoms, okay, before the stroke happened. Maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks earlier, there might be some symptoms coming out. Okay, so this is the whole world standard on checking whether someone is getting stroke or not. Okay, of course, some very serious hemorrhagic stroke, it will start in all of a sudden, and then it will take very short time, maybe few seconds or maybe few minutes, or it will collapse or go into coma. We can't really do much. The only thing we can do is to call a ambulance only, to send to the hospital immediately, okay, to go for rescue. Otherwise, only this ischemic stroke, we should be able to help to give some in time, okay, advice and help, okay, so that to prevent, okay, to avoid it to become a very serious stroke. So this is the wording that we must remember in mind. Okay, I don't know, is it a coincidence, or the wording is be fast, because this is the golden rules in helping a stroke patient. There is to make your speed, okay, you must be fast, okay, and then your response must be fast when you find that someone is going through experience stroke, okay, is happening. And then maybe if this type of stroke, it will still give some times for us to go to the hospital. Okay, it won't really that fast as hemorrhagic this stroke. So we still able to help people to save their lives. So be fast, what it represent, B is the balance. So whenever the supply of blood, okay, to the brain there is getting lesser, okay, and then the brain cells are damaged slowly or get weak, then this balancing, we will lose balancing. It will be very difficult for us to walk. Dizziness will happening, and then maybe it's the time when we feel that kind of feeling cannot balance. We should sit down and rest. Some people, they might not notice this. They still keep on want to walk, and then finally they fall down, and then the stroke will happen immediately. Okay, and then this is one of the symptoms that everybody must know. Okay, when a stroke is happening, the first thing maybe you will feel your balancing, you lost control on the balance. E is on the eyesight. The blur vision is attacking. So this blur vision sometimes we might overlook, because some people, they might thought that they have this diabetes or this problem. The eyesight is getting not that good already, but it's quite different from those type like those chronic disease cause the eye to be not that strong already, so your eyesight is not that clear. For this stroke one, the eyesight will be suddenly get blur very seriously. Okay, it would be suddenly, or you cannot see very clear, very blur, and then this all of a sudden happening, and then maybe okay, it will turn okay into normal back again after a while. Okay, this is possible, and then because of the eyes that is facing some pressure, okay, and then the it will release. Okay, sometimes after some time you rest. Okay, so but this kind of symptoms, it indicates there might be something wrong. Then you have to go for a checking in the hospital. So you don't take it easy. Okay, must take it seriously and go for a further checking. And then number 3, of course, the face. This is quite obvious. And then normally, if it happens, normally we will go to check with doctor on the spot. We will do that. I see majority of us lah. Okay, because the face my skew, okay, one up and down, then the face cannot be balanced, and the muscle is pulling one side, and then sometimes the tongue, when you take out your tongue, the tongue cannot be in the middle. Okay, the tongue will go to the left or go to the right. Okay, you are not able to control it properly. And then the face muscle, okay, sometimes it will move, okay, on itself also, you cannot control it. So these are some of the symptoms showing that the nerve, okay, over all these places maybe related to the brain, they are uncontrollable, and then is affected because of the brain. There is something is happening inside the brain there. Okay, so you have to go for a thorough check immediately. Okay, and then number 4, of course, this some more obvious. There's the arm or your leg. You feel that your arm become numbness, or maybe no strength at all, cannot carry things. Okay, just like some people when they experience like heart before almost come to a stage of heart attack, maybe they have this kind of feeling. Also the hand, the arms have no strength, cannot carry very heavy things, and then maybe walking, or the legs also have problems, or no strength at all. And these are one of the signal. Okay, you have to go for checking already. And then finally, speech. There is the control of how you speak. Okay, you find that sometimes you cannot speak well, or something in your mind, when you try to speak, you cannot speak out. Okay, these are one of the signal also. And then finally, you find out, okay, this kind of signal is happening. Of course, time is saving life. Okay, time is very important during this time, the golden time. Within maybe within 3 hours, you must go to hospital already. okay, to have a thorough check on how is your body functioning, and then this may be able to save a life. If let's say, for example, your friend having experienced this kind of symptoms, this kind of sickness is coming out, I think immediately we should send them to hospital and no more waiting, because sometimes I see some people when they face this, they have this kind of sickness, they still waiting. They thought it will eventually go off, or just something wrong with the body only. Okay, maybe it will go off and then I'm okay one. So eventually one day it will cause a stroke one. So from here, okay, this is some of the things that we must learn, okay, when we come across stroke, because you might sometimes your friends or in the public places, some people, okay, they might attack by stroke, and then we might able to save life. But of course, sometimes if you are not experienced enough, okay, you will get very scared when you see how people having this kind of sickness coming out. You don't know what to do. Okay, the only thing you need to do, make sure if the person still not really go into coma or cannot speak or what, make sure you calm him down, okay, and then calling ambulance, okay, and then try to accompany to make sure the patient still in condition whereby oxygen is sufficient, okay, and then this condition still can be handled until the ambulance is coming. Okay, that's only things you can do. Okay, and then some people, if you got experience, okay, might trying to help, but so far, if you are not well trained, okay, to handle these things, I will advise better you stay aside, wait for ambulance, and if really a very bad condition is happening, what we can do, maybe we can rush to the hospital. Okay, that's the only thing sometimes what we can do. Okay, because I know most of us, we are not well trained, or like if let's say they go into coma, they stop breathing, what you should do, maybe you don't know how to do it. Okay, and then if I is not a place to teach you what to do because in this section we are not talking about that. Okay, so to avoid stroke, okay, so we should come back here. We must know what is the risk factor which will easily cause a stroke one. So from the previous 3 sections that we have discussed earlier, the high blood pressure, your high cholesterol, your diabetes is the 3 major, okay, risk factor. So we know that, okay, earlier we already discussed on this. All these 3 can be avoided sometimes, okay, because of our lifestyle, of our eating habit, and then maybe we didn't really take care of it, and then we built some bad habit. Like from here we can see the bad habits: drinking and alcohol, and then smoking. All this. These are habit which we choose to have, and that is not something we must compulsory practice on. So whether you are able to stop your drinking or your smoking is depends on of your mentality, and then your awareness of how to take care of your health, because all of us know that, okay, alcohol, too excessive alcohol, smoking is bad for our health. But if you still select to choose to adapt to this kind of bad habit, then you have to take the responsibility and then take the consequences of having, okay, a very short period of happiness, okay, given by alcohol and then the cigarette. Okay, so from here we can see most of it, we can do something to avoid it. Okay, beside the tree high, we can see people have coronary heart disease will have very high chances of getting stroke. Okay, because coronary heart disease is one of the illness which are more or less the same like stroke, but the only difference, the blockage of the artery is happening in the coronary heart there. Okay, one is in the brain there, one is in the heart there. Okay, so for those people who have coronary heart disease, there is a clot, the blood is forming inside the heart, in the artery of the heart. So maybe it will happen inside the brain also. And then beside that, because of a weak heart, sometimes the pumping of the blood is not that good. So the blood may stay longer or may move slower inside the heart there. And then eventually the oils and then some waste inside the blood there, it will settle down and then it will cause plaque. And then this blood will travel when the heart is pumping, or then it travel to your brain, and then it will cause the brain burst off. So for those people who have coronary heart disease, is they have a high chances of getting stroke. Okay, and then of course this obesity, which can be avoided, but due to our eating habit and lack of exercise, all this we're getting fat and fatter, and then finally all the fats will eventually deposit inside the artery and cause the blockage to forming all the clot, and then this is most of the factors which affect the happening of stroke. So from here we can easily seeing that if we can control this obesity, okay, trying to lower down, okay, if of course if it's possible to stop these two, alcohol and smoking, the chances of getting stroke will be many times lower than those people who are really heavy smoker or alcoholic. Okay, so just a very simple step, just to stop these two, or to take these two in a very moderate percentage volume, it will eventually help to reduce the percentage of getting stroke. Okay, and then if possible, from the very beginning, practicing a lifestyle which is easier or simple, okay, to control our weight and then control, okay, our this tree height. Actually, it depends a lot on the eating habit that we build up, and so far we find that this eating habit normally we build up from very young age, and then we tend to have not really have good control on this, and then we are not going through a process of practicing how to maintain this good habit. We will tend to eat according to what we like and not what we need. And so far we know we are what we eat. Okay, and then all these three high will be developed because of a very bad habit of on eating, and then lifestyle or rest, and then exercise during young age, or maybe we'll do a better exercise after a certain age. A lot of reason we stop it. So to prevent, okay, a stroke, of course we have to control this three high, okay, effectively prevent most of the chronic diseases. There is hypertension, okay, high glycemia, hyperlipidemia, okay, these three. Do exercise every day, okay, Okay, reduce your weight if possible. Okay, stop very bad eating habit. Okay, try to avoid smoking and then alcohol drinking. Of course, now when we talk about drinking, we are talking about not only alcohol, sometimes like those soft drink which are too high in sweet. Okay, we should avoid also, because eventually all the sweet will be converted to cholesterol also. Okay, so there is a study from the US Research Center, okay, saying that if you don't eat your breakfast, okay, then the percentage increase cardiovascular mortality by 87%, and then your stroke probability is 3 times higher. So this is one of the habit that a lot of youngsters is practicing now, because normally they sleep very late, or some even in the morning, so they don't normally take breakfast one. So from here we can know that without taking proper breakfast, okay, your this cardiovascular diseases, the chances of get death mortality will be higher by 87%, and then your rate of getting stroke is 3 times higher than normal people. Okay, so roughly give some explanation and then precaution that you should take when we are facing stroke. Okay, and then of course those risk factor which you must consider in fighting against stroke and preventing the stroke. Here we come back to IM laser. Okay, how IM laser can be used in the process of preventing or in the treatment of stroke. Okay, combined with the traditional treatment, okay, that are carried out by doctors, you can use IM laser during your healing period. Okay, trying to regenerate, okay, what we call repair, okay, the cells, okay, which might be damaged during the stroke, okay, in your brain, and then to regenerate, okay, regain, okay, the energy, okay, that is produced by all your body cells. Okay, so I give a small introduction because there might be some new people coming in. Okay, so laser is using a red light, which is 650 nanometer. We are using the laser technology so that the light can be penetrate into our bloodstream. It will penetrate and then go through our pulse there, and then it will reach our red blood cell, attach on the red blood cell, and then it will travel, okay, to our whole body. Okay, so what happened? This 6.5 of light, it contain ingredient we call photon. Okay, this photon is very effective in awakening or activating, okay, all the enzyme activities inside our body. Okay, and then it helped, okay, to activate the function of the stem cells inside the body also. Okay, so these are the very basic things is happening when we put on the lights, and then the lights go into the bloodstream. So with the help of this photon, okay, the body obviously is able because the enzyme activity will be activated. Okay, it will bring the effect of cleansing our blood. Okay, so by using the IM laser for, let's say the program that we are having is after half an hour of using, okay, you'll find that the blood will travel better, and then the blood is not clustered together. It will opens up, and then of course the flowing of the blood will be more speedy. Okay, and then it will carry more oxygen or more nutrient to the cells in the whole body. So these are very important steps, okay, in building a better health, okay, a better body, because the cells in the whole body, okay, need oxygen and nutrient and to generate energy, so that to nourish, okay, all the cells in the organs there, so that to make the function of all the organs is working properly. So these are very basic which we should achieve, okay, in terms when we are talking about maintaining our health. The first thing, the blood circulation must be improved. So by using IM laser, we are able, okay, within half an hour, we are able to make the blood from very cluster, and then it will opens up, and then it will speed up the floating, okay, and then it will travel faster inside our body. So the delivery of oxygen and the nutrient to the cells will get better. Okay, so the second step, when all this nutrient and then the oxygen, okay, is going to the cells, so the light will travel to the cells also, and then inside the cells there's a mitochondria. We call the mitochondria the powerhouse of all the cells. Okay, the photon will activate the enzyme, okay, inside the mitochondria there also, okay, which we call the mitochrome C, which is like a switch, okay, to opens up the powerhouse. So to make the powerhouse start to work, and then the powerhouse will make use of the water, the nutrient, and then the oxygen, and then it will generate, okay, the energy that we need, what we call the ATP, okay, that we need. So if let's say the ATP inside the cells is very high, a lot of ATP is generated, then our organs will get better, and then our system will work better, and then we will feel better, more energetic. So for those people who experience very fatigue, okay, all the times you are not that strong, that is because your ATP generating is not so good inside the body, especially for those people who have a lower temperature of body. Okay, for example, our standard temperature maybe is around 36.5 or even up to 37. Okay, but some people, they might experience like 35 or 34.5, something like that. Is lower than normal temperature that we suppose, okay, to maintain. That is because of the generation of ATP inside the cells there is not so good. Okay, so when we talk about the energy, okay, so this energy will protect the cell's function, and then eventually all these cells form our organs. So our organs function also depends on how well we kept, okay, all these cells to work. Okay, how is the energy of the cells? So if the energy is good, your organs will work properly also. So all the organs, when they work and then they coordinate each other, then our system inside the body, there are so many systems, will eventually they will work smoothly and coordinate properly, and then we will see our body is functioning properly. So our healing, or the dose, what we call the inner doctor of our body, which control all these things, he will get all the energy that we need. So our repair, regenerate, okay, of cells will happen when, especially during when we sleep in night times. So the body will be regenerate, okay, all the new cells, and then all this photon, it will activate, okay, all the stem cell inside the body, which is very important in rebuilding or regenerating cells one. And then of course, okay, if we can sleep properly, the hormone release, okay, which the melatonin will influence the release of all the growth factor, okay, which are controlled by your pituitary gland. Okay, all the growth factor will help in the repair and the regeneration of all our cells too. So by using IM laser, we should be able in a period to totally renew the cells inside your body. Of course, it depends on which part of the body, like brain cell. Of course, if the brain cells already died, okay, we won't be able to renew, okay, or regenerate a new cell so easily, because genetically, okay, our brain cell is not so easily to renew after we mature. But all other organs, if really our stem cell can perform smoothly and all the growth factor can work together, the rebuild and then regenerate of the cells in all these organs is possible. Okay, that's why in the previous earlier 3 series, when I talk about this diabetes, okay, we talk about pancreas. The repair and regenerate of the cells inside the pancreas is possible by using IM laser. Okay, and then we have a lot of testimonial showing that it is really happening. Okay, to those who have diabetes, it depends on, of course, type 2 diabetes, you got a big chances, or type 1 because of genetically, you got problem with your pancreas. It's not easy to repair. So far we've seen for those who have experienced type 2 diabetes, who are under insulin control also, eventually they can get rid of this insulin. It indicates the repair and then the regenerate of cells in the pancreas is possible. Okay, and then for those who are having all this cholesterol problem, we focus a lot on the liver. So the liver cells is one of the cells which are very can be nourished, and then it can be renewed. Is not that difficult to renew because it is a very active organ inside the body. Okay, so when we use IM laser, we will try our best to put some photon, or try to give some photon to the liver itself, and then so to activate the liver cells, so that the liver cells can be more active, and then eventually it will do the processing of all this cholesterol more effectively, or the handling of all the waste and then all the nutrient normally handled by the liver. And then if the liver cell is stronger, is better, then of course your body and then your blood can be filtered in such a way more effectively, and then eventually it will help a lot in cleansing the blood. So for what we call the stroke patient, of course we will put a lot of emphasis on the brain. That means to trying to repair maybe some of the brain cells which are damaged, okay, but still not death still not up to that stage, but need energy refurnish to all these cells to rebuild or to repair the cells. So we can do something on that. That's why the design of IM laser will put in the light, okay, and then we supply the photon, so that through the nose, the NASA line, okay, you can see we put on the nose there. Okay, so even though the traditional way of putting on the wrist there, okay, the light will go follow the blood, then it will eventually go to the brain also. But because it's quite far away, and then maybe your body some other places of my use of all the light is not so easy to get directly to the brain. That's why we make another additional line, so that you can put into your nose, and then from the capillary here, eventually it will goes to your brain. Okay, so to give more light to the brain. But okay, for those who want to prevent loss of memory, anything related to the brain cells, to maintain the brain cells, to activating the brain cells. We can do it every day, maybe 2 times on the nose, okay, to make sure most of the photon will go to your brain, okay. But for those who really suffer from stroke one, I feel that sometimes 2 times maybe is not sufficient yet. Maybe you have to go for 3 times, 4 times, and then sometimes we will encourage you to add in some other method of using, or especially on the we are using the acupuncture points of theory, which will put the watch or the laser light on the bai hui, okay, on top of the head here, and then in the middle of your forehead here, okay, because here there is a small hole, okay, whereby the light can go directly through that small hole to go into your brain one. So you can use the round cap, and then you put it here, okay, and then your watch put on the bai hui. This we use the theory of acupuncture point to push the qi, okay. Of course on the bai hui here, we are not trying to put the light so that the light will go into your brain because your scarf is quite thick, it will absorb the light one, okay. So from here we are trying to use the acupuncture point to push the qi because this is the main acupuncture point which connecting the front line of the acupuncture point and the back line the 任督二脉 okay, is so most of the important qi will start here. So we'll put a very strong light so that it will give a strong push, okay, to your whole body, okay. And then for those who are practicing trying to prevent this stroke one, actually the design of our watch, okay, which there is a point on the Nei Guan, because Nei Guan is a very important point which to prevent stroke one, okay. The Nei Guan Xue which on your wrist there, the center 3 finger down on the line there, okay, there is the point because our design of our watch already have a line, a light is on that point one. So every day when you use, we will start giving some energy through the Nei Guan Xue. And then if you got the time or you want to really give more power on the prevention, normally there are another line there is the He Gu, okay, is somewhere here, okay, the first finger and then the thumb okay, the end there, okay, what we call the Fu Kou there. This is one of the places normally they will put needle here, okay, the Nei Guan, okay, that is to prevent stroke one, okay. So you can put it here when you use our watch, okay. So to do that also if you want, okay. But for those who already suffer from stroke one, they want to recover back, I will encourage you to put on your head, okay, top of the head, and then on your forehead here, okay. So to help also, okay, on the qi flow on your brain there, maybe it will give you a better effect. And then finally, I will say that because of the combination of the ATP and then the production by using IM laser, you produce another 2 types of material. One is called the nitric oxide and then the ROS, which both of them are very good signaling agent inside the body. That's why is helping a lot in the rebuilding of the neuron because of the signaling that they give. And then nitric oxide also is a very, very strong agent ingredient which will help cleansing the blood. So for those who have problem in like forming of plaque or the narrowing of all this artery, the high volume of nitric oxide might help you in the dissolve, okay, diluting or dissolve of all this plaque. You use IM laser, or in the process of producing the ATP, it will produce the nitric oxide. Otherwise, you have to eat a lot of this quite expensive health food products, or like those very high antioxidants, those health food, in order to help your body to produce nitric oxide. Right? But using IM laser, you will get your nitric oxide without taking anything, because in the process of ATP, this is one of the things that will be produced, okay, by your body. Right? So another very important things I want to stress that if you want to recover from any illness, okay, like in this case like stroke, of course you must make sure you can sleep well. Okay, you will rest properly, because there is one of the main key for the body to repair nicely. Okay, especially during your sleep or in the midnight. Okay, when you sleep, a lot of growth hormone will be released. The stem cells will activate to rebuild all your cells. So during this period, you supposed to rest one, then you should go for rest. If you cannot sleep properly, try to do something. Okay, because of course, when we understand for a patient after going through a stroke, of course psychologically maybe a lot of changes. You maybe mentally you feel depressed, all those, but you have to overcome all these to make sure you can sleep well, because you have to recover, okay, from all this problem. And then without sleeping, it's very hard for a body to rebuild, regenerate, and then repair. Okay, because all this repairing work are done when you are in the stage of sleeping. So the body will start all this job. So if you cannot sleep, all this work will be disturbed and cannot function properly. And some more, if long term or under insomnia, cannot sleep nicely, or very poor quality of sleep, eventually it will affect all your system also, especially your nervous system, endocrine system, which will affect all the release of your hormone, and then it will make your situation getting worse one. Okay, because all this release of hormone, if imbalance, it will cause other problems to happen. Okay, so with the help of IM laser, you should able to build to regain a better circulatory system, or at least in the very first stage, there is the basic that you need to have. That is to increase your blood flow to your whole body, so that the oxygen and then the nutrient can reach all the cells and in the body, so that all the cells can generate more energy, okay, to maintain, especially in your brain there, okay, to repair and then to regain and rebuild all the disconnected, okay, neuron connection. Okay, you need the first thing is to improve your blood circulation first, and then of course the second things is to, during the process of rebuilding, maybe we need some extra nutrient to input to enable us to perform better in the repairing and then the rebuilding. Okay, so this actually I have mentioned so many times, and then eventually you find that why most of the illness the precaution and then the steps to prevent it like almost the same. Yes, actually it's almost the same, or only some of the thing it might caused by because of your eating habit, or the different types of eating. Okay, the food that you eat might cause different problem. Otherwise, in your lifestyles is almost the same reason, because of you didn't rest properly, or you don't have exercise at all, or you get obesity, and then you are very stressed. You don't know how to release all your stress. Or for example, when you're feel stressful, maybe you have to go for exercise to release, but you didn't. Okay, and then you didn't train like meditation, positive thinking, all this attitude, or you don't have, and then eventually will go into a stage whereby you get very negative, and then every day how you get depressed, and then this is eventually will affect the body's function also. And then of course checking how on the body is necessary, especially like the tree height, or if possible, in the very beginning stage, if we can do all these things properly, okay, with the help, with the maintaining, even, sometimes you don't have to use IM laser. Okay, if you do your lifestyle properly, you eat properly, and then you are disciplined, you behave properly, you don't practice all this bad habit, you will be very strong and very healthy. But we, of course, in our past series, I've already mentioned these are people is actually around 5% around us. Okay, 75% of us are the second stage one, which we don't really control, don't really fit in our physical and mental condition. We are not really trained up to be fit enough. So eventually we didn't control all these things properly, and then slowly we adapt to the bad habit also, and then slowly we spoil our own selves, and then eventually it builds up all the illness. And then of course, if we already discover the responsibility of us, and then we are trying to change our lifestyle, and then if you need some help during this period, then IM laser will be a very good device to help you. Or some people, maybe because of your ignorance in the past, you already have the tree height, now you want to change, then IM laser would be a very good medical device to help you in the process of your changing or of your cutting of your medication. IM laser will help you a lot. And then of course here I want to give some emphasize also, or if you really can practice a very good eating habit, maybe you can go to the net to search for those food that can protect, okay, your cardiovascular, and then your blood vessel, and then you apply all these things in your eating, in your cooking, in your 3 meals, then you maintain nicely, eat nicely, then you will avoid a lot of problems to be happen. Okay, even though I might feel that a lot of people, even though they have already knew that we should do it, but we don't have times, or sometimes we are lazy to cook, we got all kinds of reason which we are not be able, okay, to maintain a very good healthy eating, a very good this living style. Then of course you have to do something on that, okay, at least by using IM laser, or maybe you have to get some supplement, okay, to help you, okay, to improve your body function. Okay, here, if really you cannot do anything on your healthy diet, all these things, I will advise you to take our CV8. Okay, forgive me, I haven't able to give you a lot of slides on CV8 because it's a new product which I am trying it also. I've taken the products for 2 weeks. Maybe I can share a little bit of it with most of you, okay, because after 2 weeks of taking I'm CV8 first week, I take 1 packet per day for 7 days. After 7 days, I start to experience some healing crisis. That is, you all know, I'm a patient after this bypass operation for now how many years? 16 years. Okay, So I got a very big zip here, okay, in my chest and then my leg there. Okay, so there is a very big wound. Okay, after healing, also you can see a stitch there, and then all the while, you recover is okay, but after taking 7 days of this CV8, I find that the scar there it's getting very itchy. Okay, until I have to put some this those 风油 all those okay, to really because itchy and then I find that that is something all the blood flow go to the all the scar there is happening. This cause the itchy one. Okay, and then it indicates certain things is happening inside the body. Okay, until it goes to all the old scar. Okay, which already 16 years, and then I start to feel the itchiness. Okay, is happening in all those scar there. So I feel that okay, so it's the ginseng is working inside the body. So I start to take 2 packet. Okay, after 1 week. So this is the second week. I've finished the 14 days. So I have taken another 14 packet for the 7 days. After this another 1 week, the itchy is going away, but another symptom is coming out because I happen to have an accident which hurt my backbone. Okay, up to the very end there. Okay, and then and it affect me quite a lot because it's slightly affecting the nerve which control my leg one. Okay, so sometimes when I sit for too long, okay, it might cause some problem to my leg, and then I will have numbness on the leg. Okay, and then this sickness is coming very strong. Okay, this 2 days. Okay, I'm feeling at the end of the spine there, and then the thumb okay, fingers are in the leg there. Okay, is the numbness is happening, and then the blood is trying to get through, and then discomfort is happening in the places. Okay, this is what I feel, but in these 2 weeks, because during the first day when I start to take 2 packet, I thought maybe because I start to take the second packet at night, I thought maybe it will affect my sleeping quality, but thanks so far after I take my 2 packets, it didn't affect my sleeping pattern. If it affect my sleeping pattern, but it didn't affect my sleeping quality, because I start to feel want to sleep very early. Okay, because during these few days I start to sleep around 8, 9 something, or I start to sleep already, and then I wake up around 5 something. Very early I wake up, but I feel very energetic during this period, and then of course I can sleep very well at night. Okay, I wake up once only at around 3 something. Okay, mostly because I got a habit to wake up also, still the same 1 times only, and then I sleep very deep. Okay, because those days I won't sleep that early one. I will sleep around 11 something, before 12 I sleep. Okay, but now it happens 9 something I start sleep already. I hope after, and then I start to feel okay the healing crisis happening on my leg. Okay, and then on my back pain there, back there. I hope after the whole week, next week, I will keep on taking 2 packets. It will eventually really heal all these old wound or old problems. Okay, because I can feel that the legs become stronger and stronger. Okay, the after I and I can sit for a longer periods. Okay, start to have a better effect and my feeling is better. And then I observe my wife after taking the ginseng. Okay, he herself actually the improvement on the pigmentation is very good, especially on the hand, all those things. And then of course my wife the face you can see the redness the color is very nice, the shining is very strong. Okay, of course my wife is healthy, and then the face all the while is very good also. But after taking the ginseng for these 2 weeks, she took 1 packet only. I can see the 气色 is getting very good. The redness is coming out, and then the shining the light is coming out, especially the forehead there. So I'm quite sure. And then after I study the ingredient and then listen to our director, I feel that the design of these products, in fact, I find that the ginseng that we have is the only one in the world, because there is our own formulation. Other place you won't be able to get. And then Mr. John, okay, already combined the best thing in the world, okay, the best oil, okay, that we can have, the sachi yu, and then the berry that we can be offered. They have already taken into it all the nutrients that the body is supposed to have are all inside there, beside the ginseng north side, which is very rare and very difficult to get, especially those ginseng north side, which only ginseng which above 70, 80 years ginseng can have that kind of ginseng north side, which ours products are contain this type of ginseng north side. And then scientists already done a lot of research on all those RH2 okay, RG1 all these ginseng north side, which are very helpful in all this what we call aging, anti-aging, okay, and then prolong the life of the cells, and then it's very strong in anti-cancer also. Okay, so far I have studied all these rare ginseng north side, which our products is having, okay, and contain all this rare ginseng north side, and then it's very difficult to get one. Okay, and beside that, okay, we put in the very nutrition sachi yu, okay, and then very good oils which will help in the maintenance of our cardiovascular, okay, to dissolve or to help okay, relieve the risk of all this plaque, okay. And then these are a very good type of unsaturated fat which can be offered, okay, so far. And then antioxidant is very high in the berry that they are using, and then all the nutrient, all the all these amino acid that the body need all is inside 1 packet of CV8. Okay, so if we can combine the use of CV8 when we are using the IM laser, of course the theory will be go into the optimum of generating the ATP. And beside that, the function of all the special effect on all this ingredient in fighting against cancer, in increasing our immunity. There should be what we call not only doubles up when we join together, when we use it together, the effect maybe it will be triple or 4 or 5 times okay, can compared to individually when you use it. So I'm happy, okay, this Ventros can come up with such a fantastic products to go together with I'm Laser, and I've seen the design and then the formulation have really take into account the effect on I'm Laser, especially on the blood side, on the Versa side, okay, on the antioxidant side, okay, and then the generating of all the energy side. This health food is really give a further push on the effect on I'm Laser. Then I'm sure if you can combine together, the effect would not only doubles up or maybe 4 or 5 times better than what we expect. Okay, so up to here I share with all of you, and then I have sometimes maybe can open up for some discussion or some question on this. Okay, thank you. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Hello.
Okay. Everybody sleep already.
I'm suffering from connection here.
No connection.
No, there are some questions for you. Thank you, Mr. Lee, Lee Lao Sư. So some additional information on what? CV8, CV8. Okay, for those who have not tried, please go to your diamonds. Yeah, everyone should get this and try. There's so much advantages you can get from the CV8, which is a rare ginseng oxide, which is I would say will be hardly find this product in this world. Okay, just let you know who I met. I met one old just call him uncle 80 over years old. No, 80 over years old. In actual fact or in fact or whatever you want to say, it's very hard to meet someone that take ginseng one. And then this guy he was saying that every time he bought ginseng, every time he has to go to the specific shop, and of course it's not like our ginseng. Ours is very expensive. If you buy one 2011, it costs you 50 over $1,000. So this uncle, he bought the ginseng is from China. It's the shop will prepare a slice for him. 20 over to 30,000 every time. Every time, And the good thing is, according to him and according to his, I knew his nephew, according to the doctor, his heart very strong. 80 over years old man, his heart very strong. So now, my job is to convert this customer to CV8. Right. So, but for people like that, they know what is ginseng. You don't have to explain much to them. They know what is ginseng. The thing is, how are they convinced that this ginseng oxide is you can say is much better than theirs. Put it that way. So it's a very good thing that Ventros as a company brought in CV8 for us, and it's very cheap according to the uncle. I showed him the ginseng oxide, the RG3, all these. Okay, then he said, if according to your explanation, this is very cheap. A person that buying 20-30,000 ginseng from this Yao Cai Dian, from this herb shop, say that this is very cheap. Of course, because we are preparing this with a very high-tech, cutting-edge technology, which is the so unique one in this world. Okay, so now we have some question here. So we would like to, we have question from Bernard Soon. Bernard was asking just now, using arm laser on the head and forehead to activating acupuncture point for the brain. Do it at what intensity and for how long, Li Lao Sư?
Okay. Okay, of course, for a patient, if they just started using the arm laser one, maybe we start from a little bit low dosage, normally from 3 bar, because we are using the target way of using. So normally 3 bar and then 30 minutes. After some time he get used to it, or you can use to like our normal 4 bar and 40 minutes. Shouldn't be any problem. Okay.
Okay, right. Bernard, so
So
you
like
got
just
it,
now,
Bernard?
actually,
so
just now, what Caleb mentioned about the ginseng one, because I've gone through a study on in terms of ginseng north side, because of wild ginseng, which maybe 30 years above wild ginseng, one wild ginseng 一颗啦 is equivalent to those of 5-6 of ginseng which we plant one normally is happening in China. You have to take 10 kg, 10 kg equivalent to one wild ginseng in terms of ginseng north side. So sometimes when people go to China, okay, they bought those ginseng and cut into pieces. Normally they plant all this, and then without very good knowledge on ginseng, we tend to be cheated by people sometimes. Okay.
That's true. That's true. I had a billionaire customer, so I asked him, sir, have you having this ginseng? He said, no, no, no. They have not met the right people yet. So for him, he also never tried ginseng. Only thought our only thing is just the Korean red ginseng. That's it. For those ginseng, which I mentioned just now, 20,000, 30,000. He said, maybe I'm buying roots when I also don't know. People might mix some vitamin B. So after you take, you feel hitty. Okay. That will be losing a lot of money, you know. So for
Because
our
the
CVA, don't worry about the hittiness. This problem doesn't exist because the wild ginseng, which is 50, 60, 70 years old, the ginseng north side, we call it PBD, the content. Those 5 years, 6 years, you bought a lot. When I was in Korea, I bought so we got a comparison from Jeff and also Adam. He said, PPD, you just want to you imagine as PPD is like a diamond, no? And PPD is rock. So simple explanation for you. So if you take CVX, you don't get hitty. Don't feel that you get cheated. No, okay? This is 78, almost 70, 80 years old ginseng. The wild old ginseng, the ginseng nosa, after you take, you won't get hitty. Okay, then we have Jaslyn, I think she's trying to ask someone to ask a customer asking how can IM laser help to improve hydropneumonia? Oh, pneumonia problem, pneumonia. This one link to COVID already, Mr. Lee, Lee Lao Sư.
Of course, you can use in hydropneumonia. You can use just as a normal way of using on the wrist and on the nose. In this case, eventually the improvement that brings to all the cells, okay, especially the generating of all the energy with all the cells, and then of course we have to concentrate on the cell healing process, especially during night to enable the body to readjust back all the functions inside the body, especially all kinds of system inside the body. So for IM laser, actually it can work in almost over 80 types of illness, okay, because it can eventually balancing all the system functioning inside the body by improving all the cells function, because of improving of the cells activity inside, and then eventually it goes to improving all the organs function, and then finally the coordination between all the organs become the system, then system function properly, then inner healing start to begins, and then slowly the body is healing itself. Okay, so when we talk about all these kinds of illness, to a typical, especially organs or what, then we have to go to a general point on how IM laser eventually affect all the cells function inside the body. Okay, so especially there are a lot of illness which are very rare also. Sometimes we don't know whether is it useful or not. You try lah, okay, because your body, your inner doctor know your body very well. The purpose of using IM laser is to strengthen the inner body, your inner doctor, so that the inner doctor will do his work properly, especially you let your body to rest nicely at night, and then all this will begin to happen. Okay, and if we need to put in some nutrient to help the process of the healing, then of course I will find that our ginseng is a very good partner. Okay, when we use together with IM laser in the repair of all the system inside the body. Okay.
Actually, for my experience, this hydropneumonia is a very tricky question because in the very last stage of patient, the last stage, you get what I mean? The very last stage, then they got this problem, no. 人走到最后一个阶段is about to hi bye already. So at that time you let them use and then they pass away. Then they say, oh, IM laser couldn't help. So we need to know what causes that. That is I mean in this healthy line for 10 years old, I met a lot of patients, especially cancer patients. In the last stage of their life, the doctor will say, okay, got water, then you know it's about time to say goodbye already. So at that stage that you know, and then you go and introduce, oh, this one can help. Oh, mati juga, susah juga.
But so
okay,
far,
then apparently,
for those who are really very serious illness already, they must have a kind of attitude lah. There is just try your best on whatever method if is possible, because we cannot guarantee anything on that. We are still go to a basic theory that our inner doctor is the best doctor in the world, and we are trying to help the inner doctor to do his job only. Okay, and then the patient must understand that, otherwise you will drop into the over promise, and then all the problems that Caleb mentioned earlier.
And when he asked if people with pacemaker or ICD can use IM laser, okay, I have relative and I have a customer using pacemaker. So this lady, I think her pacemaker is the first time operation, second or third. I think she's using the third one already. So supposed to change a new one, in this June, because of MCO delay. But what I can say that the result and the effect on her is extremely good. It's really good. And when she start using IM laser, I also didn't know. So she also never consult us. She just pakai saja lah. Only when I met her the second time only, then she told me, oh, then I got shocked in my life. I said, oh, wow, that's daring. So Okay, Mr. Lee, what is your comment on this people with pacemaker or ICD?
Okay, of course, pacemaker, the first thing you must avoid, to put the watch on the pacemaker there. Okay, this you should take care on this, because the light that is produced, they might have some charge also, okay, coming out. So maybe it will affect the performance of the pacemaker. So we're trying to avoid to use on the heart there lah, where the pacemaker locate. Otherwise, you put on your wrist, on your nose, shouldn't be any problem. Okay, you can use it. Okay, and then of course some people in the very beginning stage, if their heart after the pacemaker still not in very stable condition, they might experience some discomfort, but I think that is normal. Okay, because when we start using the IM laser, the demand of blood in the whole body will increase, and then it will ask, okay, the heart to pump harder to get the blood circulation to go faster, so that oxygen and nutrient can be delivered to all the cells in a faster speed. And then this will cause some burden to your heart. And then if your heart already irregular, you need a pacemaker, or of a sudden change, the rhythm will be a little bit disturbed, but eventually the pacemaker will do the adjustment. Okay, shouldn't be any problem. Okay,
Okay,
can
okay.
use one.
Yeah, thank you, Lee Lao Sư. So it's about 10:30 now. So any more questions? Right? If not, then we would end this session by now. Okay, again, now I would say prevention is better than cure. It's always prevention is better than cure. But when we talk about prevention, spend a little bit of money. I need it. A lot of people say, 3,000, susah. Okay, then don't worry. Today you have if you are government servant, you work with the government or then we have a very special program for you. And probably tomorrow Encik Azaha will explain further on this also. And we would like to thank our Lee Lao Sư, Mr. Lee, for his talk tonight. And stay tuned. Next Wednesday and Thursday, Lee Lao Sư will still be with us. Like, am I right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that will be another topic. Just wait. Lee Lao Sư will announce
Maybe
accordingly.
next week I will prepare some talk on heart disease.
Heart disease. Wow, fantastic. Heart disease.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
because we are talking about pacemaker just now.
Yeah. That's good. Pacemaker.
So I gather some information on heart disease.
You know a lot of some natural healing method, those cloth type those material you cannot use for pacemaker, no, because some of them they will frequency type of effect that is really not good for pacemaker. But for IM laser, come on, we are not generating so high wavelength or the frequency.
Low level laser, we are talking about low level laser.
Low level, not low standard. Okay, friend. Low level but high technology and high standard product. Certified by CE ISO 13485. And very important, last year we got the exhibition in Geneva. That is a brilliant and only innovative products that you can get this certification and endorsement, right? So again, if a friend or whoever or relative already kena stroke, then advise them to use IM laser. Well, first, it can help you to have the super blood purification. Second, activate the production of our cellular energy. And third, activate again the cell and organ function. Imagine all the cell organ function are functioning well. So slowly, the problem can be solved. If not 100%, then if you get 99.99%, that's close to perfect. And the last and not least thing that I like the most is activate stem cells. To activate stem cell actually is not so easy, you know. You spend a lot of money, ginseng. You must be like the uncle, the dato I met, buying 20,000, 30,000 ginseng every month. Oh, I don't know how he makan all these ginseng, but that's fantastic. At least we got the chance, you know, in Penang, the people are paying so much for ginseng. Now we paying so much for our CV8 and then for our iron laser, right? Okay, so guys, brother and sister in Ventros, all the diamonds, and I think I don't know who is Ventros Malaysia here. Must be the company listening to our talk also, and also
Yeah.
our Li Lao Si. Good night, everyone, and thank you for your
Okay.
participation again. And goodbye, bye bye. Have a nice evening. And remember, take your CV8 first sebelum tidur. Okay. Tomorrow we have Encik Azaha on our program again in Bahasa. Please invite all your Malay or Muslim friends, or those who speak Bahasa. Or some friends, they don't understand Mandarin. They also don't Chinese. I got a few friends, they don't understand Mandarin and also English. So they like to attend our Bahasa session also. All right. Thank you very much. Bye bye. Good night.